Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth, containing 90% of the planet's ice.
Antarctica was not always so dry and frigid as we know it today.
Beneath Antarctica's melting ice, something astonishing has surfaced. A mysterious structure that doesn't look natural at all.
All you can do is travel to Antarctica and find more of them.
As ancient ice retreats, whispers of a hidden city emerge alongside never-before-seen marine species that hint at secrets buried for thousands of years.
Surface temperature, the speed at which ice flows, and even the steepness of the terrain.
This isn't just a discovery, it's a doorway to a forgotten world. Crystal City, discovered under Antarctica. Hidden beneath the icy expanse of Antarctica, an astonishing city of shimmering crystals has been uncovered, leaving scientists baffled. In 1946, something amazing happened during a secret mission to Antarctica. Admiral Richard Byrd, a brave naval officer and explorer, led the largest expedition ever to travel to the icy continent. His mission, called Operation High Jump, had over 4,700 military personnel, 13 ships, and 23 aircraft. The goal was to explore potential sites for military bases, but Byrd's discovery would go far beyond what anyone expected. As the team explored, Byrd allegedly found something truly mind-blowing, an entrance to the center of the Earth at the South Pole. Flying his plane through the entrance, Byrd and his squadron were stunned to see a lush green land that didn't belong in Antarctica. But the most shocking part was yet to come. They discovered a sparkling crystal city glowing in the distance. Byrd's story gets even stranger when he talks about seeing flying disc-shaped objects surrounding their planes. This mysterious craft guided them to the ground, where Byrd was taken into a cavern. There, he met a strange being he called the Master, who told him that humans were making a terrible mistake with nuclear weapons. The being warned that humanity was putting the planet in danger and urged Byrd to share the message. After this extraordinary encounter, Byrd wanted to tell the world, but the government forced him to remain silent. His diary, found later by his son, became the key to revealing the truth behind this incredible discovery. Many believe that this secret city and the beings inside the Earth are connected to the UFO sightings around military bases, especially those with nuclear missiles. Could there be more to Byrd's story? Was he really the first to discover a hidden civilization under Antarctica? The mystery continues to capture imaginations everywhere, suggesting that we may one day meet the beings who live inside our planet. Lake Vostok. Buried under miles of ice, Lake Vostok is one of Earth's most mysterious and pristine bodies of water, holding secrets from a bygone era. This incredible discovery was made under the Russian Vostok Station, located deep in East Antarctica. The lake, sitting nearly 4,000 meters, 13,100 feet, beneath the ice, is one of the largest subglacial lakes in the world. It's so deep that it sits about 500 meters, 1,600 feet, below sea level. Scientists first suspected the existence of this lake in the 1950s, when Russian geographer Andrei Kapitsa used seismic soundings to measure the ice sheet. Later, advanced technology confirmed it in 1993, showing a massive body of liquid water beneath the ice. What makes Lake Vostok so special is that it may have been isolated for millions of years. The lake's water could have been sealed off from the outside world for up to 25 million years, making it a potential time capsule of ancient life. In 2012, Russian scientists drilled through the thick ice and reached the lake's surface. However, when the ice was pierced, water from the lake rushed up, mixing with the chemicals used to keep the drill hole from freezing. This raised concerns about contamination, but also fueled excitement about what hidden life forms might exist in the lake's water. In the years following the discovery, researchers found more lakes under Antarctica's ice. Some of these lakes might even be connected by underground rivers. The importance of Lake Vostok goes beyond its size and age. Scientists believe the unique conditions of the lake might be similar to those found on other icy planets, like Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus. This makes Lake Vostok a key place to study how life could survive in extreme environments. Discovery of methane plumes from fire ice, 2025. A groundbreaking find in 2025 reveals methane plumes escaping from Antarctica's icy depths, sparking concern over climate change. Imagine something called fire ice hidden deep beneath Antarctica's ice sheets, and it could be a huge threat to our planet. Scientists have discovered large amounts of methane gas leaking from the seabed near Antarctica. This methane is trapped in a substance called methane hydrate, or fire ice, which looks like ice but can actually catch fire when exposed to a flame. The methane inside is a powerful greenhouse gas that is 30 times stronger than carbon dioxide, and when it escapes, it can make global warming even worse. This fire ice is stored in large amounts under the ice, and scientists are worried because it could be unstable. If the methane is released quickly, it could cause massive changes in the climate, including rapid temperature rises and even rising sea levels. The concern is growing because these methane leaks have never been seen on such a large scale in Antarctica before. Recently, researchers found huge methane plumes rising from the ocean floor, some stretching 700 meters long and 70 meters wide. These plumes could release enough methane to cause a serious climate crisis if they continue. This discovery has experts worried that the planet could be heading towards a runaway greenhouse effect, where the Earth becomes too hot to support life. In fact, some scientists believe that the release of this methane could raise global temperatures in just a few years. While it may sound like something from a science fiction story, the reality of the situation is very concerning. The methane hydrate found beneath Antarctica could hold more carbon than all the fossil fuels on Earth. And if even a small amount escapes, it could have catastrophic effects on the environment. This is a major issue that scientists are racing to understand before it's too late. An ancient Antarctic rainforest. Long before ice ruled the land, Antarctica was home to a lush, thriving rainforest, offering a glimpse into Earth's distant past. Research has shown that there was a time when Antarctica wasn't covered in ice, but had lush green rainforests. Researchers have recently made an incredible discovery in Antarctica, finding evidence of a temperate rainforest that existed about 90 million years ago. This discovery has stunned scientists because it shows that during the mid-Cretaceous period, Antarctica was much warmer than anyone thought. The rainforest was located only about 900 kilometers from the South Pole, a place we now think of as being freezing cold and icy. The team of scientists from the UK and Germany found preserved roots, pollen, and spores deep under the ice. They drilled into the seabed near Pine Island Glacier and found soil that was different from the surrounding layers. After examining the soil, the researchers discovered that the average temperature in Antarctica at that time was around 12 degrees centigrade, which is much warmer than the 2 degrees centigrade temperature in Germany today. Summer temperatures were even warmer, reaching 19 degrees centigrade, and the water in rivers and swamps was around 20 degrees centigrade. What's even more shocking is that this forest grew in a place that had a 4-month polar night, meaning it didn't get sunlight for a third of the year. Despite this, the forest thrived, suggesting that carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere were very high, possibly between 1,120 and 1,680 parts per million. This was much higher than what scientists had believed before, and it explains why temperatures were so much warmer, with sea levels 170 meters higher than today and tropical temperatures as hot as 35 degrees centigrade. This discovery gives a fascinating glimpse into Earth's past, and the power of greenhouse gases. It shows just how dramatically our planet's climate can change. Meteorites, preserved in ice in Antarctica. Antarctica's freezing grip has kept meteorites perfectly preserved for millennia, offering rare insight into the origins of our solar system. Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, holds a hidden treasure, a collection of meteorites that offer clues about the solar system's history. Over the years, scientists have found around 50,000 meteorites on the icy continent, and experts believe there are hundreds of thousands more waiting to be discovered. These meteorites tell fascinating stories of our solar system, including the first lunar rock found there, which revealed that materials from larger celestial bodies could land on Earth. However, the discovery of these meteorites is becoming more difficult as global temperatures rise. A recent study published in Nature Climate Change estimates that warming temperatures are causing about 5,000 meteorites to be buried each year, making them harder to find. This warming is causing the ice to melt and refreeze, trapping meteorites beneath layers of ice. Scientists use models to predict where meteorites might surface, but the change in weather is making the hunt even more challenging. The meteorites found in Antarctica are incredibly valuable because the cold and dry conditions preserve them perfectly. These space rocks are some of the least weathered on Earth, offering scientists a rare glimpse into the early solar system. Some of the meteorites found have even come from Mars, providing clues about the planet's past climate. But time is running out. As temperatures continue to rise, about 1/3 of visible meteorites may be buried by the end of this century, meaning we could lose between 80,000 and 250,000 meteorites. These rocks are crucial for understanding the history of our solar system and the processes that formed planets and moons. If we want to preserve this important history, scientists are racing against time to recover as many meteorites as possible before they disappear forever. Pyramids found beneath Antarctic ice. In a shocking revelation, pyramids have been uncovered beneath Antarctica's ice, challenging our understanding of history and civilization's reach. In the icy wilderness of Antarctica, a mountain stands out with a shape that looks strikingly like a pyramid. This unique peak, about 4,150 feet tall, has intrigued many since it was first noticed in 2016. It's located in the Ellsworth Mountains, a region that also holds fossils over 500 million years old. The mountain's 4 steep, pyramid-like sides didn't appear overnight. They were shaped by hundreds of millions of years of erosion. The icy conditions and freeze-thaw cycles, where water fills cracks in the rock, freezes overnight, and expands during the day, cause chunks of rock to break off, creating the sharp pyramid shape we see today. Although this pyramid quickly gained attention online, sparking theories about aliens or ancient civilizations, experts have a much simpler explanation. It's just a natural formation called a nunatak, which is a peak that rises above the ice sheet. Geologists like Maury Pelto explain that similar pyramid-like peaks are found all over the world, like the famous Matterhorn in the Swiss Alps. Eric Rignot, a scientist at NASA, adds that many mountains can look like pyramids from certain angles, but that doesn't mean they were built by humans. The mountain's fame grew after Google Earth images showed it from above, fueling even more theories. However, scientists are confident that this is a geological wonder, not a human-made structure. So, while the pyramid shape is impressive, it's just another example of how the natural world can create astonishing sights that spark the imagination. Revealing of a doorway in Antarctic ice via Google Maps, 2024, a mysterious doorway spotted in Antarctica via Google Maps has sparked intrigue and speculation about hidden secrets beneath the ice. One day, while people were looking around Antarctica using Google Maps, they spotted something strange. Near Japan's Showa Station in East Antarctica, they saw what looked like a giant doorway in the middle of the snowy land. The shape was long and rectangular, almost like a perfect entrance built into the ice. This mysterious shape quickly went viral, with some saying it might be Bigfoot's vacation home, or even a spaceship from Star Trek that crash-landed long ago. People on Reddit had wild and funny ideas, with one person joking it was a Boeing plane door that got blown off in midair. Another laughed, asking if DoorDash delivers there. Even scientists laughed at the crazy ideas, but then they gave a real explanation. Bethan Davies, a glaciologist from the University of Newcastle, checked the area on Google Earth Pro. She said it wasn't a real doorway at all. It's actually an iceberg that got stuck in shallow water near the coast and is now slowly melting in place. Other icebergs are floating nearby too, making the shape look more interesting than it really is. Another scientist, Professor Martin Siegert from Imperial College London, agreed. He explained that the ice moves around solid rocks under the surface. When the ice melts and freezes again, and the strong winds blow across, it creates strange patterns that might look like man-made shapes. In addition, volcanologist John Smelly also shared his thoughts. He said it looked like a rocky ridge that was uncovered as the ice got lower. The snowy sides of the doorway are just snow trails shaped by the wind. Even though it's not a secret door to another world, it shows how cool and mysterious Antarctica can be, and how nature can play tricks on our eyes. Uncovering of ancient microbial life. Scientists have unearthed ancient microbial life, offering a glimpse into Earth's earliest organisms and their role in shaping life today. Back in 1989, scientists found a frozen lake in Antarctica called Lake Enigma. For many years, people believed the lake was completely frozen solid with no life inside. But recent research proved them wrong. Scientists from the INIMA project, funded by the National Antarctic Research Program, discovered that 45 feet beneath the ice, there's actually a hidden world full of living microbes. This incredible find changed everything people thought about life surviving in such freezing places. Between 2019 and 2020, radar scans showed liquid water deep below the ice. Using special drills and underwater cameras, scientists saw microbial mats, thick layers of tiny organisms stacked together. Some mats were 40 centimeter tall and 60 centimeter wide. Even more surprising, they found a strange type of bacteria called Pteridobacteria. This kind had never been seen in such cold and harsh places before. Scientists don't yet understand what this tiny microbe does in the lake. It could help other microbes live or maybe even eat them. It's a big mystery. At another lake, Lake Vita, nearly 65 feet under the ice, scientists found even more amazing things. Lake Vita is super salty, about 6 times saltier than the ocean, and is one of the coldest, darkest, and most isolated places on Earth. Yet life still exists there. The lake has no sunlight or oxygen, but many types of bacteria still survive in its briny water. Some of these life forms have been trapped there for over 3,000 years. This discovery helps scientists imagine what life might be like on other planets or moons, like Europa or Enceladus. If tiny creatures can survive in icy lakes on Earth, maybe there are also strange, hidden life forms far out in space. The search for life beyond Earth just got a lot more exciting. Marine life discovered on Antarctic sea floor. Antarctica's remote sea floor has revealed an unexpected bounty of marine life, surprising researchers with its resilience in extreme environments. Something amazing was found deep under Antarctica's floating ice shelves. Scientists on a ship called Falkor 2 sent a robot named Sebastian into the cold, dark sea near the Bellingshausen Sea. They weren't sure what they discovered was like something from a science fiction movie. There were big corals and giant sponges, and around them lived strange and wonderful creatures like ice fish, sea spiders, octopuses, squid, and even colorful snails and worms. Some of these animals may be new species that have never been seen before by anyone. The scientists explored the deep sea floor for 8 days. They went as deep as 1,150 meters and saw life that seemed to be thriving, even though the area had been hidden under 500 feet of ice for centuries. Usually, deep sea animals get food from particles falling from above, but this place has been cut off for so long that scientists think ocean currents might be bringing in nutrients instead. Still, no one knows exactly how these creatures survive. In January 2025, a huge iceberg as big as Chicago broke off from the George VI ice shelf. That gave scientists the rare chance to explore the seafloor that had just been uncovered. What they saw was full of life. Things like squid eating fish, purple and red creatures, and even old vase-shaped sponges that could be hundreds of years old. Researchers from all over the world worked together, coming from places like the United States, the United Kingdom, Portugal, Chile, and Germany. They believe these ecosystems have been growing for decades, maybe even longer. But now that the ice is melting, more because of climate change, there are worries about how these animals will survive. This discovery could help scientists understand more about how Earth is changing and what might happen next. Calving of iceberg. A 68, 2017. In 2017, the massive calving of iceberg, a 68 shocked scientists, marking one of the largest iceberg breakoffs ever recorded. Back in July 2017, a huge iceberg named a 68 broke off from Antarctica's Larsen C ice shelf. It was one of the biggest icebergs ever seen, about 5,800 square kilometers, which is twice the size of Luxembourg and even bigger than Delaware. The iceberg was 175 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide, and it weighed around 1 trillion tons. After it broke off, the Larsen C ice shelf lost 12% of its size, bringing its ice front the farthest back it had been since 1893. A 68 didn't just snap off suddenly. Scientists noticed a crack forming as early as 2005. It stayed quiet for 10 years, then began opening up in 2014, paused, and finally split fully in 2017. When it broke free, it started drifting north into the South Atlantic Ocean. Over time, it began to shrink, breaking into smaller pieces. The main chunk was called a 68A, and the new parts were named a 68B, a 68C, all the way to A68M as it slowly shattered. By early 2021, satellite pictures showed that a 68 was almost gone, with no major parts left. Along the way, it came close to South Georgia Island. Scientists worried that it might get stuck there and block paths used by seals and penguins to get food. Some parts did hit the seafloor and broke off even more pieces, like A68D and A68F. Scientists are still studying how and why the iceberg broke off. Some think climate change is making the ice shelves thinner and weaker. That could cause more big icebergs to break off in the future. A 68 was a big sign of how fast things are changing in Antarctica, and it's helping scientists learn more about how warming temperatures affect Earth's ice and sea levels. Melting ice in Antarctica reveals new island. As Antarctica's ice melts, a previously hidden island has emerged, offering scientists a fresh glimpse into the continent's changing landscape. In early 2020, something amazing was found near Antarctica. A brand new island appeared where there was once only ice. It was spotted by scientists on a research ship called the Nathaniel B. Palmer, sailing near Pine Island Glacier. The team was part of the Thwaites Glacier Offshore Research Project, and they were shocked to see rocky land rising above the sea. This small island is about 350 meters long, mostly covered in ice, but made of strong volcanic granite. They named it Sif Island, after a Norse goddess connected to Earth. For a long time, Sif Island was hidden under thick ice, but because Antarctica has been heating up faster than almost anywhere on Earth, glaciers like Pine Island and Thwaites are shrinking quickly. As the ice melts and gets lighter, the land underneath can rise, sometimes revealing parts of Earth that have been buried for centuries. That's what happened here. The ice pulled back, and suddenly, this island showed itself. The island is about 1,150 feet long and sits all alone. No other rocky land can be seen within 65 kilometers. When the researchers landed briefly, they found granite rock and even saw a few seals resting there. It was the first time people had ever seen or stepped on this land. Around this time, Antarctica faced its third big melt event of the summer. Temperatures rose to a record 64.9 degrees Fahrenheit, and on Eagle Island, 20% of its snow and ice melted in just 9 days. NASA showed before and after pictures of ice turning into melt ponds. Normally, strong winds protect Antarctica from warm air, but in early 2020, those winds weakened, allowing the heat in. Sif Island's discovery proves how climate change is reshaping the world and revealing secrets that have been hidden under ice for thousands of years.
Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth, containing 90% of the planet's ice.
UFOs spotted in Antarctica, unexplained aerial phenomena over Antarctica, have fueled new UFO sightings, leaving many to wonder about the truth behind these chilling encounters. Far down in the icy land of Antarctica, something very strange was seen above a research station called Neumayer Station 3. On one day, a video posted online showed a round, blurry object floating in the sky. People on the internet quickly started saying it might be a UFO. Some believed it could be aliens working with the government, while others thought it was a secret weapon being tested. But there might be a simpler answer. The round object looked a lot like a weather balloon. Neumayer Station 3 is a place where scientists study the weather, the sky, and even the Earth's surface. They often use balloons to check the air high above. The object in the video appeared above the station and was round like these balloons. It also only appeared in a few frames of the video, which made some people suspicious. But the video was a time lapse, meaning it was sped up. In videos like that, things that move quickly or aren't around long only show up in a few frames. Some said if it were a balloon, it should have stayed visible for longer. But not all experiments last a long time. Sometimes a test balloon is sent up for just a few minutes to check if everything is working right. It could have been one of those quick checks. Still, not everyone was convinced. A man named Brian, who worked with the US Navy at McMurdo Station in Antarctica for 14 years, shared his strange stories. He said that in the 1980s and 1990s, he and his team saw silver objects flying around mountaintops. They moved fast from one peak to another in groups and then vanished. During a mission, Brian and his crew saw a giant hole in the ice, about 200 feet wide, like a cave slanting downward. Their instruments stopped working, and they felt strange magnetic energy. After their flight, men in suits told them to never talk about it again. Even Admiral Richard Byrd, a famous explorer, reportedly saw a giant opening at the South Pole in 1947. Some people believe there's something hidden under Antarctica, maybe an alien base or ancient city. But if the government wanted to hide aliens, why would they let the video be posted online? Sometimes, mysterious lights in the sky have simple answers, but other times they leave behind big questions. In the end, as Antarctica's ice continues to melt, it's revealing more than just land. It's uncovering mysteries that might change everything we know. The discovery of a structure that doesn't seem natural has raised eyebrows, sparking questions about what's really hidden beneath the ice. Could this be the key to a long-forgotten history, or something even stranger? Only time will tell as more secrets come to light from the frozen continent.